10 crazy and creepy experiments done by scientists around the world. Harry Harlow. Harry Harlow, an American psychologist, conducted some of the most controversial and ethically questionable experiments in psychology to understand love and attachment. He separated newborn monkeys from their mothers and placed them in isolation for extended periods, sometimes up to 10 weeks. The results were heartbreaking. The monkeys showed severe stress, abnormal behaviors, and even aggression, highlighting the devastating psychological effects of maternal deprivation. Harlow's experiments demonstrated the critical importance of caregiving and emotional bonds in early development, fundamentally changing how psychologists view attachment and child rearing. Although his methods sparked ethical debates, his findings profoundly influenced psychology and child development theories, emphasizing that love and nurturing are essential for healthy growth. His work remains a stark reminder of the fine line between scientific inquiry and ethical responsibility. Henry Cavendish. Henry Cavendish was a brilliant English scientist, famous for discovering hydrogen and calculating the Earth's density with remarkable precision. Despite his scientific genius, Cavendish was known for his extreme shyness and a very unusual phobia. He was terrified of women. Unlike common fears like heights or snakes, Cavendish's fear of women was so intense that he avoided any interaction with them throughout his life. This social anxiety made him a mysterious and reclusive figure, often working alone and communicating mostly through notes. His phobia didn't stop him from making groundbreaking contributions to chemistry and physics, but it certainly shaped his personal life and how he was perceived by others. Cavendish's work laid the foundation for many scientific advancements, yet his peculiar fear added an odd layer to his legacy, painting a picture of a genius who was as socially withdrawn as he was intellectually brilliant. Sergei Brukhonenko. Sergei Brukhonenko was a Russian scientist who pushed the boundaries of medical science with his invention of the autojector, a machine that functioned as an artificial heart and lungs. Using this device, he conducted chilling experiments where he kept a dog's severed head alive by circulating blood through the machine. Remarkably, the head remained responsive, blinking and reacting to stimuli despite being detached from the body. While groundbreaking in the field of artificial organs, Brukhonenko's experiments raised significant ethical concerns due to the cruelty involved. His work highlighted the moral dilemmas of invasive medical procedures and the limits of scientific experimentation. These experiments paved the way for future research in life support technologies, but remain a haunting example of the extremes scientists have gone to in pursuit of knowledge. Johann Conrad Dippel. Johann Conrad Dippel was a German theologian, philosopher, and alchemist who ventured into some truly bizarre experiments. He attempted to create what he called animal oil, a substance he believed had rejuvenating powers and could serve as an elixir of youth. The process was far from ordinary. It involved extracting oil from grotesque materials like bones, blood, and various animal organs. His methods were shrouded in mystery and often considered macabre by his contemporaries. Dippel's work reflected the early scientific attempts to understand life and health through alchemy, blending mysticism with experimentation. His controversial and strange pursuits earned him a reputation as a mad scientist of his time. Despite the oddity of his experiments, Dippel's efforts contributed to the broader quest for knowledge about the human body and longevity, even if his approach was far from conventional. Robert Joseph White. Robert Joseph White was an American neurosurgeon specializing in transplantology who conducted radical and controversial experiments involving brain and nerve transplants. He pioneered spinal cord cooling techniques and performed head transplant experiments on dogs and monkeys, aiming to understand neural connections and the possibilities of organ transplantation. White's experiments involved transplanting heads onto different bodies, raising profound ethical questions about identity, consciousness, and the nature of life itself. Despite the controversy, his research contributed valuable insights into neurosurgery and transplantation science, pushing the boundaries of what was thought possible. His work remains a subject of debate, balancing scientific curiosity with the ethical implications of such radical procedures. Vladimir Demikhov. Vladimir Demikhov, a Russian scientist and surgeon, became infamous for his grotesque experiments involving dogs. In 1954, he surgically attached two puppy heads onto a single adult dog's body, creating a bizarre two-headed creature. Demikhov performed at least 19 such experiments, exploring organ transplantation and surgical techniques. His work was pioneering in the field of transplantology, but widely regarded as cruel and bizarre. These experiments laid foundational knowledge for future transplantation research, despite the ethical issues surrounding his methods. Demikhov's creations shocked the scientific community and the public alike, illustrating the dark side of experimental surgery and the quest to extend life through radical means. Giovanni Aldini. Giovanni Aldini, an Italian scientist, conducted electrifying experiments on human cadavers that blurred the line between science and spectacle. He famously applied electrical currents to the body of an executed murderer, causing the corpse to twitch, clench fists, and kick, startling onlookers. Aldini's work aimed to explore the effects of electricity on the nervous system and the possibility of reanimating dead tissue. His dramatic demonstrations influenced early studies in bioelectricity and galvanism, contributing to the understanding of how electrical impulses affect muscles and nerves. Aldini's experiments were both groundbreaking and eerie, captivating audiences and scientists alike with the seemingly lifelike reactions of the dead. José Delgado. José Delgado, a Spanish neuroscientist, developed the Stymosiever, a device capable of electrically stimulating the brain. Initially tested on animals, Delgado extended his experiments to humans, including patients with mental disorders. His work involved controlling behavior and emotions through brain stimulation, raising ethical debates about free will, autonomy, and mind control. Delgado's research opened new avenues in neuroscience and psychiatric treatment, showing that electrical impulses could influence mood and actions. However, his experiments also sparked concerns about the potential misuse of such technologies for controlling individuals against their will. Delgado's work remains a landmark in brain research, highlighting both the promise and the perils of manipulating the human mind. Andrew Ure. Andrew Ure, known as the Scottish Butcher, conducted brutal experiments in 1818 involving human cadavers. He dissected bodies, removing spinal segments, and applying extreme electrical currents to stimulate responses. Ure's work sought to understand the nervous system's function and the body's reaction to electrical impulses. His harsh methods and disregard for ethical considerations earned him a notorious reputation. Despite this, his research contributed to early neurophysiology and the study of bioelectric phenomena, laying groundwork for future scientific exploration. Ure's experiments exemplify the often grim realities of early scientific inquiry, where the pursuit of knowledge sometimes overshadowed compassion and ethics. Shiro Ishii. Shiro Ishii, a Japanese microbiologist and lieutenant general, led biological warfare research during wartime. He conducted horrific human experiments, including surgeries, amputations, and freezing of subjects to study bacterial infections and biological agents. Ishii's work was part of Japan's military efforts and involved extreme cruelty and disregard for human life. His experiments remain a dark chapter in medical history, exemplifying the dangers of unethical scientific practices in the name of warfare. Ishii's legacy is a grim reminder of how science can be twisted into a tool for inhumanity and suffering.